Welcome back to my humble abode. I am Yorkie, the tail spinner, and down here is the loyal Chihuahua. I'm taking you back to Galarian for more of those whispers of darkness in Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. When last we left it, we'd finished gathering the tales from the camp as we headed out of Canabres, and it was time to look to see what else we could do. Let's first of all check out our army. We have just 100 crusaders there, which is not currently very good. Can we recruit anyone else? We have Crusader Army 2. Where? There. Let's see about combining them. And so it is that they can be combined. And so we have also the next Crusader army, which will also combine. And with this we need a general. We have a Kitsune archer who can do intimidation. All enemy units have -15 combat morale per level of this feat. An explosive trap. Deals power times power plus 5. Times 2d10. Fire damage to the activating unit. This ability is a trap. Or we can have this soldier. Charge formation. Offensive training. Or we have this wizard who can do Scorching Ray and Master Maneuvers. I think we're going to go with him. If it would let me. It apparently won't. Where does it say the cost, or does it not? Well, it was you I tried to recruit, and it's not letting me. Oh, I was reading that as two separate things we have. No, it would cost 500 and we have 114. So the army, unfortunately, must wait to get a leader. And in the meantime, we'll just deal its damage, I guess. Received number of finance points. Recruit a general. Yes, at last. Cause fear. Excellent. And another enemy army will fall. I don't need the general to actually do anything at the moment. And there he is. Done. This new victory has brought you more finance points, which can be used to bolster your army. To recruit new units, click the recruit button. Except I don't need to right now. Crusaders stumbled on a group of ragged and exhausted scouts. They had set out on a patrol mission deep into the world wound. But then when Canabris was attacked, they found themselves cut off and surrounded by demons. Surviving in such hostile conditions was not easy. But the scouts' spirits remained high, and they readily joined the commander's forces. Not very many of them, I see. 85 hit points, not that high. Melee. I don't expect them to last long. And that's the commander out of movement, so it's over to us. Over to the cemetery. We haven't increased her. I don't know what to do with her yet. So for now, she can remain a scroll savant. Enter indeed. An elderly man limps towards a grave and clumsily throws a handful of soil inside. How unfair. They were all so young and had their whole lives ahead of them. They sacrificed themselves, and an old cripple like me still lives. An elven woman, with her face bathed in tears, steps up to the grave. She whispers the painting. It burned like everything else in the house. There's nothing left for me to remember you by. Nothing. A young man throws a handful of soil into an open grave and stands beside it for a while, lost in thought. Finally he sighs and steps back. Soziel throws a handful of soil into the grave in front of him. He takes a breath and prepares to speak, but it seems that he simply cannot find the right words. The cleric wipes his tear-filled eyes, gathers his resolve, and says in a gentle voice, I wish you a warm welcome in Shillin's realm. We will win this war, I swear to you. We'll banish this ugliness and evil and make the world richer and let peace blossom in it. We'll make sure anything like this, he breaks into sobs mid-sentence, then falls silent without finishing his declaration. You fought honourably and remained steadfast in your duty until the very final breath. Your deeds will not go forgotten. Soziel is too absorbed in his grief to hear you, but the other monarchs aggressively raise their fists in the air, inspired by your words. You performed a lawful action. Glory to the heroes of the crusade. Never forget. What is that? An elven woman shrieks in horror, disrupting the atmosphere of silent mourning. Her trembling hand points at something moving in a grave. Suddenly a corpse climbs out of the ground, wafting a horrible stench from its rotting body. It's a zombie. Run. Well, I would say that's not good. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
I'll cut you wide open.
Ow. Demon Bane.
No match for me.
Sozio.
Into the fray. Hey!
And you, my friend. Ninio.
The spirits demand your blood.
That's another down. Wendy.
Beg me to stop.
Not if you miss, they won't. It's funny how that works.
Gone, fiend!
Sealer.
No glory without risk.
And a zombie lord. Okay. Ninio, why don't you go away?
You should have listened to reason. You are today's sacrifice.
Wenduag.
Rip you apart.
And Sozio.
Fall!
Sealer.
The light. Take you.
And you. Ninio.
I'll remove this obstacle.
Do we have more of them appearing? Yes, we do.
This condition is irrational.
This condition is getting a little dangerous.
Go for their hearts!
Sealer.
The inheritor. Guide my blade.
That's another down. Well, if you can step backwards, you can then use your blast. Nino, come down here. Perhaps giant-sized sealer.
The world in crimson. I'll cut you wide open.
Zombie. Windwag.
They'll beg me to stop.
Let's have some, not that, some channeled healing. Sealer.
No glory without risk.
And you can come down there, Noir, to get your work done. Or not. Nino. Why don't you try shooting? What the heck?
Mind over muscle.
Camellia.
Spirits demand your blood.
Demon Bane, you're missing, dear boy. There you are. Wendy.
No match for me.
Sozio.
I will bring down the divine wrath.
The light take you.
It's another 2.
You're irrelevant.
Ouch.
You are today's sacrifice.
Yes, indeed. Done. Windwag.
You apart.
Eternal
Sozio.
Rose, I call upon you.
Into the fray.
Noir. With a heavy heart, Sozio looks at the corpse of his friends. Returns to rest by his own hand. What is this, whispered mockery? Who could possibly wait? What's this? He bends down and recovers something from the ground. Take a look at this. Sozio hands off a black onyx gem to you. Once precious, this stone is now covered in cracks, falling apart in your grip. As you examine the engraved Minotaur's head, the unholy symbol of Baphomet. The cleric's voice, perplexed at first, fills with rage as he speaks. Cultists. Simply murdering my friends was not enough for them. No, they had to come to the funeral and desecrate their graves. They will pay for everything they've done when we find them. You're right, they can't be far. We can't allow them to torture anyone else this way. Wait, the townspeople fled to the undead without knowing they have a traitor among them. Wherever they are, they're also in great danger. We must find them. Right. I think you need a little healing, don't you? And you too, definitely. That's a gate, not a door, but never mind. We won't argue. Alright.
Save the last one for me.
Guide my blade.
Begone, fiend!
They'll beg me to stop.
Go for their hearts!
Well, that was an easy kill. And now we have more down here.
You should have listened. Let's prove their logic is lacking. I'll remove this obstacle.
I'll cut you wide open!
Ah, we have others coming up. I wondered if they could all fit in there, and now I know they don't have to. Ooh, well done. Wow. Lots of them. Wendy?
No match for me.
Sozio?
Fall!
The light. Take you.
Ow. Ninio! How about a little pit?
The spirits demand your blood.
I
Sozio?
will bring down the divine wrath!
And you?
Into the fray.
Can't do anything there. If you wish to go behind me, you can, but try not to destroy the camera work. Good dog. Perhaps a little healing. Oh, the horse is down the pit. Not to worry. They're trying to crawl out and failing quite badly. He's on the roof. I think that should be failing soon, so since none of them are coming out, let's dismiss it. Which should leave them all flat on their backs.
You are today's sacrifice.
Noir. Wendy.
They'll beg me to stop.
Oops, not what I had in mind. Never mind. Wendy took some big thumps there.
The inheritor, guide my blade. Why
Well.
am I so weak?
That was a thing.
You're irrelevant.
Go for their heart.
No.
And she's down. She can stay down for now. I think we have this well in control.
Eternal Rose, I call upon you!
The light take you.
Why don't you have a little sigh, Sozil?
I'll cut you wide open.
Noir. You missed.
Begone, fiend!
Into the fray.
Mind over muscle.
And one more zombie lord. There we are.
Wherever my legs carry me.
My will is resolute.
Is it indeed? Well, that's
Together
fine.
we stand.
One more. And she should be fine.
No, backwards, backwards. I see blood, blood.
That's a skeletal champion. Ow. Zombie lord. Zombie lord.
Yes, yes. This'll leave a bruise.
Well, she's kind of hurt.
You are today's sacrifice.
Wendy,
I'll rip you apart.
not if you miss, you won't.
No glory without risk. I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
You should have listened to reason.
Demon Bane? Hmm. That was to Noir, was it?
Go for their hearts!
No match for me.
Ninio?
I'll remove this obstacle.
All I see is...
Ow.
I wonder what lies beyond.
Well, that's another down.
I'll cut you wide open!
Don't know why they were avoiding the opportunistic attacks, but never mind.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Mind over muscle.
I'll just sit here.
And she's down again.
The spirits demand your blood.
I'll rip you apart!
Fall!
I think we can leave Seal out of it for now. Ow.
You're irrelevant.
And she's down. Well, the elemental's gone, but that's okay.
You are today's sacrifice!
No match for me.
Indeed.
I will bring down the divine wrath.
Well, that would be nice, but you aren't doing so far, are you?
I'll remove this obstacle.
This pain is excruciating. Go for their hearts!
Sounds rather like you're enjoying it, to be honest. There we are.
Let me help.
Open your heart to me.
Rely on me.
You can trust me.
Perhaps. Nothing else this way. Nothing this way.
Trail me.
Nothing this way. But there is here,
Wait for me.
surely. Who are you? What do you want? All you have to do is die in the name of Baphomet. Have faith, you can do it.
Tear your throat out.
Right. Ow. Ow.
I'll cut you wide open. The spirits demand your blood.
Sealer.
Slice. Behead.
Ninio. You don't have any more of them. Why don't you let them disappear for a while?
Shield me from their sight.
And they've got see invisible, damn it. Blood and guts. Zombie Lord there.
I'll rip you apart.
The Necromancer. Soziel.
Eternal Rose, I call upon you.
The light. Take you.
I can still fight.
Not much you can't. Familiar.
You are today's sacrifice.
Why? That's fine.
I failed you.
Yeah, you ran forward like an idiot, didn't you? Windwag.
No match for me.
Sealer.
Into the fray.
Ow.
Go for their hearts.
It's another down. Ninio.
You should have listened to reason.
Ow. Demon Bane. Wendy. Sealer.
The inheritor. Guide my blade.
I'll cut you wide open.
I'm getting there, bit by bit.
Mind over muscle.
Yes.
I'll rip you apart.
Yes. That's okay.
The light. Take you.
And Sealer's in.
The spirits demand your blood.
You're irrelevant.
At last, an attacker to opportunity. Get in there.
Me to stop.
We are inevitable, invincible,
Without risk.
inexorable, immortal.
You are today's sacrifice.
You should have listened to reason.
Your pain is
There
my
we go.
pleasure.
I surrender. Stop. I give up. Don't hit me. The young man in black robes throws his hands up in a dramatic gesture. You damned rat, how dare you! Suddenly Soziel becomes a totally different person. The artist's delicate hands clench into fists while his voice comes out as a menacing roar. He leaps at the necromancer and breaks his nose with a single blow. You scumbag, I remember you. You came out to our temple begging for healing just a month ago. We fed you, we shared our table with you and took you in, and I don't even know what I'm going to do to you. Stop it, I surrender. Soziel ignores the necromancer's cries of pain, punching him right in the teeth. The necromancer spits blood but continues, fighting past the wild blows to his increasingly bruised and busted face. You're a priest of Shellin. I've surrendered, so you have to spare my life. Your goddess demands it. Don't listen to him. Hit him some more. Soziel looks at his bloodied hands in horror and pushes the battered cultist away. No, I am human, not a demon. I must not succumb to this blind rage. I had absolutely no idea there was so much rage in me. It's a shame, a disgrace. I must admit that I enjoyed beating him. Forgive me for letting you see me like this. It should never have happened. Soziel wipes his necromancer's blood off the knuckles and steps away from him. You are the commander and he is your captive. It's up to you to decide his fate. I surrender. Here, take everything I've got. Just don't kill me. The cultist turns out his pockets. Finish him, Soziel. Kill him. I can see how much you want to. The cleric shakes his head stubbornly. No, I am weak and sinful, but not to this extent. How would I dare touch the holy symbol of Shellin after killing him like this? Then I condemn him to death. His sentence will be carried out immediately. No, please, listen, You silence the necromancer forever with a single well-aimed blow. Soziel bows his head. May the goddess forgive him, for I will not. He looks at you. Thank you for taking this sin upon yourself. Soziel examines the devastated graveyard, then diverts his attention to the terrified townspeople. It's all right. You're safe now. We should bury the bodies again. This is a place of peace, and we must not leave it desecrated like this. The townsfolk are clearly terrified of even looking at their fallen undead. But Soziel's soft words reassure them. As they work together, the graveyard soon regains its tranquil appearance. After a prayer, Soziel bows his head before the graves of his friends, the last time. May the eternal rose grant them peace at last. Let's be on our way. We have many more innocents to protect from the horrors of this war. Very well.
This way. Forwards! No backwards, backwards!
Here I come to save the day.
I did it! Did you see that?
Yes, we'll take our rewards and be on our way. Where exactly is it? Ah. Just there. And then we leave. Everyone needs a rest, so it's back to camp. Go to the boss man. Well, the quartermaster. In some ways, it might as well be the boss man. He sees you get the things you need.
We shall move.
Bulk selling. Nice. All this +1 garbage is a hot mess. Double jeopardy, club, painful remorse. And then it's back to the... A message for the commander. A knight in simple armour lowers his voice. I am the Queen's bodyguard. She sent me to tell you that she's arrived at Camp Incognito. Yeah, that's a great place to tell me, right in front of 4 other people. As planned, you can find her where the minor knightly orders are camped. Come if you wish to speak to her. Tell Her Majesty I'll come at once. Certainly. And there she is. Queen Galfrey nods to you cordially. Her armour is plain and unadorned. As promised, I entered the ranks incognito, along with a few bodyguards. I have introduced myself as Kitrain, an old friend of yours. I'm a knight of a minor order, the Green Crows. We shall see how long it takes Anivia to sniff me out. The Queen chuckles. Why did you decide to join the crusade after all? Because I have a curious mind, and I am quite unable to sit and do nothing for long. The Queen smiles, but then grows serious. You ask a difficult question. I must remain as safe as possible. My death or abduction would sow chaos among our forces. However, I am not only a queen, I am also a paladin of Eomade. It is not in my nature to sit in a place with my sword sheathed. In a manner of speaking, your request was simply a convenient excuse for me to be where I belong, crusading against the demon hordes. Besides, I am curious to see my new Knight Commander in action. I have a question for you as well. Why did you wish me to join the crusade? I wanted to know you better. Surely you know how intriguing you are. Enough, Commander, the Queen scoffs with a smile. Everything that could possibly be known about me has been written in the chronicles and notarized. May I ask you a personal question? I've learned so much about Queen Galfrey from chronicles and legends. But what about the other Queen Galfrey, the one that the historians and bards cannot see? The Queen smiles faintly. That Galfrey is an old woman weighed down by a great burden. But she has not lost her passion, and she will make the feathers fly when the time comes. Endev is lucky to have such... okay. I look forward to working closely with you, and who knows, maybe feathers won't be the only thing flying. Galfrey arches an eyebrow. First you tried to kiss my hand, and now you lower yourself to clumsy innuendo. I'm beginning to understand what kind of person my Knight Commander truly is. Do you really think that you are the first person to attempt to charm me with such words? You are not. If you want to impress me, you'll need to do better than that. How does it feel living for so long beyond all natural limits? You're over 100 years old, my queen, aren't you? Still, you sound like a prosecutor at a trial. Why allow yourself what others cannot have against all natural law? That is what I hear in your question. The queen frowns. But rulers benefit from criticism, do they not? I shall answer thus. The decision to prolong my life was not mine. It was the decision of the Church of Eomede. The sun orchid elixirs have been paid for by the Church. The priest determined that I was needed in these dark times, both as a ruler and a chosen paladin of Eomede. I accepted their decisions and the great responsibility it entails. Why did you entrust me with Deren? The queen smiled. I saw a wonderful opportunity to teach the count a lesson, and just couldn't resist. Honestly, I expected you to dismiss him forthwith. The count would have been forced to return to court a laughingstock. It would have been a truly sobering experience. There's nothing more disgraceful for a Mendevian nobleman than being discharged like that. Deren Arende, the queen shakes her head. He was such a lovely child. His mother, Lady Selena, was one of the most gracious people I have ever met. She was amiable yet decorous, and truly kind. Bonds of kinship among the nobility are on the whole highly practical and only useful for forming alliances. But Countess Arende managed to become a true member of my family. I suppose that is why I spent so much time believing her son to be a better person than he actually was. His company is a heavy burden. Still, I must admit that I'm quite pleased that you decided to keep him on as a companion. There is a small chance that once he has had a true taste of crusade life, the Count will finally cease to mock the Crusaders as cynically as he is wont to do. You've given an army and the title of Knight Commander to a stranger. Why? Because for 100 years I have protected my lands, trying to drive the demon horde back to the abyss. I have tried every right and rational method. The queen affords herself a brief grim smirk. My armies have been led by the greatest generals, even Eomede's angels. My goddess's herald created the wardstones for us. We have tasted victory more than once, but we have failed to close the world wound. As for you, do not call yourself a stranger. You are the saviour of Canabres. Hundreds of its people saw the power that descended upon you and turned the demons to dust. It's the sign they've been awaiting for decades. It's a sign for all loyal hearts and followers of Eomede. The time has come. Hope has been rekindled in the hearts of my subjects thanks to you. Hope is a priceless resource. I had no choice but to give it wings. You called it the sign they've been waiting for, but I take it you have reserved judgments. Your question seems to catch the queen off balance. A strange spark flashes in her eyes. When Aradan perished and Eomede took over his legacy, I was among the first to serve the new goddess. I helped restore her church from the ashes left by the chaos after Aradan's death. Since then, I have served the inheritor loyally and truthfully. I like to believe that I have earned the blessing of my goddess. The queen's voice is surprisingly ardent. After I learned what happened in Canabres, when I met you at the Defender's Heart, I had so many questions. Is it true that what happened was Eomede's work? Why did she give this power to someone unknown rather than to one of her most loyal followers? Could it be that my faith has grown weak and I don't recognize the deeds of my goddess, even when they are happening right in front of me? Is the goddess somehow testing me? Those doubts were like poison. But I refused to let them poison me, the queen finishes strongly. I gave you an army, declared you Knight Commander, and accepted you as I would any chosen by the goddess. I must go. Don't forget that I am Kitrain, the knight. Uh, 7,500 left. And 12, I think it was, something like that.
Trail me.
Could you please keep your distance when I am hearing confessions? Confession is a private sacrament.
Ah, you want to use their secrets yourself. You're far more cunning than I gave you credit for, priest.
The commander becomes host to an anomalous force, and her dreams are filled with strange visions. She feels the space around her distort, and her sensory organs are flooded by false images, bred by distortions of light and air. Reality itself tries to expel the commander into some dark tunnel. At the other end, a grim figure awaits. Her body resists the crude attempt to wrench it from reality, but the unknown force finds a tangle in the commander's soul, one made of demonic rage and destructive desire. The stranger grabs at it and pulls, like a hunter reeling in a harpoon. Troubled by the sudden intrusion, the dark and ominous force deep in the commander's soul answers with a menacing growl. The commander... 7 or 23. Tries to understand what's going on. She needs a moment to figure this out. The commander is being summoned, transported through space by some magical force. However, the attempt did not succeed, because the commander is not a spirit or demon, but a mortal gnome. The commander is surprised that this spell works on her at all. She unleashes the dark and unbridled part of her soul. With a triumphant and savage howl, it breaks free and fills the commander's thoughts and senses. Its rage, like a burning spear, streaks along the dark tunnel to the one who dared trouble the commander. A heart-rending scream, filled with pain and animal fear, strikes your ears. The moment passes and the attraction fades. The enemy has withdrawn back into the shadows. The apparition recedes, leaving the commander wondering whether it was reality or nightmare. And that is where we shall leave this episode. There are links around to other gameplays if you want to check them out. There's a like and a subscribe if you wish to help us grow. And if you wish a response, all you need to do is leave a comment, or I shall respond. I am grateful to each and every one of you. Therefore, I shall see you anon. Fare thee well.